often in the same school. Now, you could either be an arts student, a business student, or a science student. That was a decision you would have to make at the end of Form 3. In the Yankson household, the expectation was that I would become a doctor. For that reason, I would have to be a science student. In fact, for the majority of the first 3 years in secondary school, I fully expected to be a science student too. Well, that all changed in Form 3. Brother Mike walked into our classroom and my entire destiny changed. Brother Mike was a Catholic functionary of some sort. I never quite fully understood the difference between a father and a brother, but, well, he was the latter. He was also our maths teacher. There was something quietly menacing about Brother Mike. He was very soft-spoken and often had a half smile on his face, but there was something about his slow, calculated movements and his piercing glare that just terrified me. I'll never forget our first maths class. He didn't write his name on the board or introduce himself to us. He didn't do a roll call or ask us what we had learned so far. After strolling in at his usual measured pace and staring directly at each and every one of us, he simply sat down at the teacher's desk, took off his glasses, breathed on them, took out a handkerchief, wiped his breath off the lenses, and said 3 words: "Mathematics is hard." He let that marinate for a few seconds before he added, "Not all of you can do it. I know most of you want to do science. I also know most of you will fail maths, so most of you will not be doing science." Long story short, I became an art student. Now, some of you might already know that my dad had big dreams. He wanted me to become a doctor. As his only son, he had hoped that I would pursue the noble profession that he had been forced to sidestep because of his fear of blood. Don't laugh. Now, as it turned out, I sidestepped the noble profession because of my fear of maths. Okay, let's be fair to Brother Mike. I think he was trying to focus our minds, not to scare us. But the way he spoke just left me with the impression that mathematics was a superpower, a repository of privileged information, a secret language that only a chosen few would ever be blessed with, the ability to discern. It made me feel dumb, and I don't like feeling dumb, so I avoided it altogether. Now, my dear friend, I'm sure we've all come across knowledgeable people who guard their knowledge jealously. They're always sure to remind you of the fact that they know and you don't. You know, doctors who listen to your symptoms and then scribble a prescription in handwriting you can't read, hand it to you without a word, and turn to their next patient. Mechanics who peer into your bonnet and make some disapproving sounds, wag their heads from left to right, and then declare, "Madam, don't worry, Mami 850 na me nyamao." Preachers and often false prophets who tease you with tantalizing details of dreams and revelations but declare they can't give you the full details. Then after you sow a seed, they speak rapidly in tongues for a minute and a half, tap you rudely on the forehead and declare that you are saved. It's almost as if they want their work to be like a magic trick to us. Poof, and the job is done. Why can't a doctor tell us what is actually happening? To our body, causing us to be ill? Why can't a mechanic explain the fault, tell us how it happened so we can prevent it in the future? Look, I could go on, but this is the message. Let's all use the knowledge in the way it was intended. Let's use it inclusively. Let's share what we know. My name is Kojo Yankson, and I'm grateful for these